However, I must make something clear.
I'm wearing a bra.
Although our...
We are officially on the first episode of Season 2 of Mystery Science Theater 3000. We did all 13 episodes of Season 1. It was a bit rough, but we got through it. And Season 2 is so much better. And I'm going to rate these. I didn't feel like rating any of the Season 1 episodes since they're all fairly average. None really stick out as being amazing. But Season 2, I'm going to rate them based on the movie itself and then the riffs, which really the riffs are what matters the most. Some of these are good movies and some of them aren't. They're covering a quite boring movie, a 1950s science fiction film that helped kick off the 50s science fiction craze and was one of the first movies to try to realistically depict us going to the moon, and is regarded as the first outer space film of the post-World War II era. We had our send-away for Dr. Earnhardt, Mr. Josh Weinstein himself. In the last episode, Black Scorpion, we get the introduction to TV's Frank, and he's such a better character and a better sidekick for Dr. Forrester. They play off each other really good. Dr. Forrester and Dr. Earnhardt sort of acted the same. They were both just kind of evil scientists, but TV's Frank is lovable, a doofus, constantly messing up, screwing up, not as evil as Dr. Forrester, and has a distinct personality. Dr. Forrester is the wannabe evil scientist. TV's Frank is the guy who wants to be evil, but he just keeps screwing up at it. It's like a Pinky and the Brain. The Brain is Dr. Forrester, Pinky is TV's Frank.
Welcome to Deep 13. Would you like to try our smooth, creamy thruster buster? I'm Frank. I'm new here. As for Dr. Earhart, he's missing. I'm the new marshal in town. That's right. I'm the god. I'm the god!
And TV's Frank is played by Frank Conniff. Already we can see the production values of Season 1 have been bumped up. The background on the Satellite of Love looks a lot better, and Joel himself has said in interviews that he wanted Season 1 to look like Season 2, but he just ran out of time and they just filmed Season 1. So he built a lot of the sets. And Frank starts out as a delivery boy. Apparently they're opening up a burger joint. And they do an invention exchange as well, but they'll start doing this where they do a skit that doesn't have to do with the invention exchange, then the invention exchange, then they'll go to the theater. Whereas before, they would really just open the show, do an invention exchange immediately, then go to the theater. There wasn't time to really develop these characters or have any other funny interactions, because I love the interactions between Joel and the bots and the Mads, now TV's Frank and Dr. Forrester. And this time, they try to get TV's Frank to lower them down from outer space and back onto Earth so that they can eat some of the Mads' amazing new burgers. And this almost works, because TV's Frank is adorable. And the host segments in general are better. There's one where they parody the film, since there's a part where stuff starts floating, because, you know, they're in outer space, they're on this spaceship and stuff, there's no gravity, so it starts floating, and all the actors start laughing for absolutely no reason. So they parody this to explain which objects are funny when they float in space and which ones aren't.
A coat. Funny or not funny?
Funny?
Right, funny. Next, a wrench. Funny or not funny?
I'd say funny.
Right, funny, finally. Funny or not funny floating? Sally Field.
Not funny.
Right, next.
And even like Naughty Boys, take a jab at Sally Fields herself. A joke that I actually caught, because for some reason, I just watched Smokey and the Bandit for the first time. Hilarious movie. Sally Fields was in it, and I looked up her IMDb, and I was like, oh yeah, she used to play the Flying Nun in this ridiculous 1960s TV series. Oh man. Maybe I'll try to watch one of those episodes one day, but they look terrible. And those little bunny rabbit ears could absolutely not fly. They look like little paper airplanes I used to make in elementary school. And they even get a meeting of Valerie from an episode they covered before, Robot Holocaust. A very good looking but ridiculous accent girl. And it looks like this is played by Mike Nelson.
Wait, Joel. Maybe she can help us get back down to Earth.
Yeah, you. Well, gotta go. Ciao. Bye-bye. Talk, kick it down.
I live to serve you.
Bye-bye.
And just to be sure, I checked, and yes, this character Valerie is played by Mike Nelson, who, when Joel leaves in Season 5, he'll take over as the hosting duties. And I prefer the Mike episodes, but I don't necessarily prefer Mike as a host. I think they're about equal as hosts. I just think 5th, 6th, 7th season, they're just firing on all cylinders, and they have Mystery Science Theater really figured out. And it doesn't hurt that their production values are upped a bit as well. And just as we see when Mike hosts episodes, he makes an ugly girl. And here, he makes an ugly girl too. Here's Mike Nelson as Valerie, and here's Valerie in Robot Holocaust. Which one would you date? Let me know in the comments below. So the host segments are much better, more well thought out. I mean, I made fun of one in post segment of season 1 where they just play tag. They go around just like tagging each other in the studio. They're obviously making these things very fast, but season 2, they've had a longer time to develop these and write out scripts for each of the host segments and include more props. And it's just, well, better. It's just better. Everything about season 2 is better. So the plot of Rocketship XM is that this is humanity's first expedition to the moon. And this was released in 1950, so obviously before we actually landed on the moon. And they suffer through a meteoroid storm and their engines cut out. They accidentally shoot past the moon and land on Mars. This is a lot more exciting than it really is in the movie, since so much of it is in this spaceship with pretty bad special effects just going out through the windows. Then we get a Planet of the Apes scenario where they start fighting primitive tribe. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be aliens or what. It's the first science fiction movie Hollywood has made in a while, and it shows. This is this island Earth. And the riffs from the crew are good, but not as good as they're going to be the rest of the season, especially in episode 2, Side Hackers. They've learned one thing from season 1, make the riffs faster, fill in any dead air. There were so many times in season 1 where someone would be walking, nothing would really be happening on screen, and because they couldn't react to anything on screen, they would just sit there in silence for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Whereas here they try a lot more, even if it's just making grunts or noises. If someone's walking through this planet, they'll put thoughts into their head. Just anything to not have dead air. You can view this episode for free on YouTube. It's on the official Mystery Science Theater 3000 YouTube channel. They've just been pumping out videos recently where they're just releasing full episodes, probably because their DVD sales are down. So you can watch it for free and legally, and it's the DVD rip. It's not a VHS rip. So the quality looks as good as you're going to get for Mystery Science Theater 3000, and it looks quite good, at least for a show from 1990. Looks like something from maybe 1998. The only good part of this movie, I would say, because it is quite boring, is the ending is quite brutal. They end up crashing their spaceship into Earth and everyone just dies. And the guy announces, after this fiery death of this rocket that did not successfully go to the moon, we're going to try again because humanity must go on. His exact quote is, a new spaceship, rocket, the RX-M2, begins construction tomorrow. A pretty edgy ending for a movie that was still under the Hays Code. There's no indication that they're just gonna all die in a fiery death, and you see them careening down. It's like, okay, that was unexpected.
Well, we're all going to die, and it's the men's fault. Knock on wood. Oh, I saw the cutest thing on Arsenio last night.
But nobody's gonna hitch me to no Roman candle.
And nobody's gonna strap me to a diving board naked and face down in a pool of marshmallow cream.
So, a decent way to kick off season 1, but man, we're gonna run into some real bangers with Side Hackers and Catalina Caper coming up very soon. So I'm gonna give the movie a 3 out of 10. It sucks. It's not something I would ever watch on its own, but that's not really an indication of how good the episode is. You could get a terrible movie like Manos Hands of Fate, but then have great riffs. Unfortunately, the terrible movie is coupled with pretty average riffs. I just think they don't have as much to react to, and they do better with the color movies, and ones that are a little more modern, at least in my opinion anyways. So I'm going to say Rocketship XM gets a 4 out of 10. It would be lost in the pantheon of good episodes, but host segments are worth watching, so maybe just skip to the host segments and only watch a few clips of the movie. Next up is The Side Hackers, a movie that's in color, released in 1969. Features a new hip trend where 2 people are on a motorcycle and 1 person helps you turn. Actually, it's not a new thing they invented, it's been around. More good host segments and much better riffs, so stay tuned for that one. Also, check out our playlist for all episodes of Mystery Science Theater 3000. We're covering all 230. We've done 14 so far. We're going to do all episodes of Black Mirror, Tales from the Dark Side. We're almost finished. We finished Monsters, Fear Itself. Cowboy Bebop's almost done. And Pet Shop of Horrors. Thanks a lot.